Good afternoon, and welcome to Pinhole Quilting. I'm Liz Holpin, and my husband Pete is just over there behind the camera, and we welcome you to our Pinhole Quilting showroom on a very quilty sort of day, a day when you wouldn't be in the garden and you're probably planning those winter projects because it feels a little cool outside. Let's hope we get a bit more summer before it's out. Anyway, welcome to our regular session, 3 p.m. on a Friday. It's when we try and catch up with as many of you as possible. And if you can't catch it live, then you can watch it afterwards on Facebook or on YouTube. So what have we been up to this week, Pete?
I don't know.
We're still recovering from Festival of Quilts and a weekend with grandchildren.
Not only recovering, but following up on all of those leads that we've had and selling machines, basically.
We've had quite a few people into the showroom this week. I've been here, there and everywhere, seeing a few customers. I don't know how many miles I've traveled, but I think I did 6, 7, 8. I think I did 9-10 hours of driving in a couple of days. So that's quite a lot. We certainly get to see the country. Well, we drive through it anyway. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And if you're online and it's live on Facebook, then why not say hello, say who you are and where you're from. It was really nice at Festival of Quilts to put a few names to faces. Did I mention about the Dutch couple? I can't remember if I did. So this lovely Dutch couple, who might even be watching now, husband and wife, they were standing right by the Amara ST, our new sit-down machine, and their husband said, his wife said, it's really nice to see you in 3D, not 2D. Because they watch regularly on Facebook. So that was lovely to meet them. And yeah, it was very nice to hear some good feedback about what we do on our Facebook live sessions. And hopefully you'll find this one equally useful, and hopefully we pass along some of the hints and tips from the things that we learn about long arms. So Pete, have we got anybody online, or are we just mute?
We have Karen in Anglesey wins again.
Honestly, if we were doing a sweepstake on who was first online, you have taken over from Val Brooks. Without a doubt. Well done, Karen.
And it's overcast in Anglesey, but it's sunny in Doddington with Elizabeth Dunkley.
How nice. How nice, Elizabeth. That sounds wonderful.
We've also got Helen from Northumberland and her husband, Jeff.
Oh, great. Hello, Helen, Jeff.
And Jill.
Yep.
Trucker Jill.
Hi, Jill. Jill's been doing some beautiful quilts recently.
She's also watching while she's at work. It's a bit naughty, that, Jill, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness, we won't tell.
We won't tell anyone.
We won't.
And Joan in Stockport. Hi, Joan.
Hello, Joan. Joan's a regular, which is so nice.
And our very own award-winning quilter, Pauline Jameson, who's live from Canada.
Live from Canada. She said that's the only time she can watch it live is when she's on holiday in Canada. That is not a reason to go to Canada, Pauline. And we were glad that Pete's post about the way of packing your machine away if you bring it to our showroom for a little service. I hope those of you who've seen that post were as amused as Pauline was, who apparently was in hysterics. So it was great to hear that, Pauline. And I hope you're having a lovely time and lovely break with family in Canada. Brilliant.
We've also got just a couple more people here who've mentioned Michelle in Cheltenham. Michelle, thank you very much for your lovely review on Trustpilot recently.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah. Thank you, Michelle.
And Carol Wood, overcast in Ashby de la Zouche.
Hello, Carol. I'm on your favourite Pro Stitcher. I haven't heard from you for a while, so I presume that everything is good and you're getting on with Pro Stitcher really well. I'm going to show you a few things today you might be interested in. Anybody else who's got Pro Stitcher or Pro Stitcher Lite. Plus, we'll be giving a reprise of some of our offers and a few other bits and pieces along the way as they happen and as they come into my head. That's quite often what happens. So first of all, let's just reprise some of our Festival of Quilts offers. Lovely, lovely glide thread. 15% off until the end of August. Some people have already taken advantage of it both at the show and on mail order. Pauline, we miss you. Well, Mark does. And but it's on there until the end of the month. Plus, if you came along to the show or if you're interested in coming along to the showroom to have a look at our machines, we've still got some fantastic offers, and the Amara offer has been really well received. So we're delighted that so many people have decided to go ahead with the Amara. It's a really, really good offer. It's one of a number of offers we've got, over £1,000 worth of accessories. I'll be running through the Electromagnetic Channel locks, otherwise known as EMC, that comes with that offer. A really lovely accessory and one that I particularly enjoy. So first of all, we'll start with Pro Stitcher. One of the customers that I saw this week had done a neat thing, and I'm sure somebody else has done it before, but I couldn't remember seeing anybody do it quite in this way. I know that we can blow up embroidery designs, and you might want to emphasize those designs because they're not got fill. But actually just taking some of these designs that I've got here on the Pro Stitcher. So first of all, looking at this one, which is, what was it called? It's called Autumn Leaves Applique Runner. And this Autumn Leaves Applique Runner, I've used this beautiful glide thread color, which is marigold. And I've gone over the same design 4 times with the Glide 40.
Just show it on the spool, Liz, because I think it's a good example as well of where the spool looks incredibly bright, and of course it is a bright colour.
I'm going to cut it off because I'm going to change the thread colour. So I'll lay it down here. But
so many people wouldn't choose it just on the basis of, ooh, look at that.
It's really, really bright. A bit like this one, which is really, really bright. Ooh, look at those two together. Bright, 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 but actually...
That's like the chews that we had as kids.
Yes. What, the jelly ones?
No. What are they called? Somebody will remember. Chews. Paper wrap.
Shoes.
Paper wrap shoes. Not shoes. I've never had shoes like that.
No, I was a bit worried for a minute.
Not even at weekends.
Oh, he's in denial. He's in denial. Those pink shoes would suit you down to the ground, Pete.
Shoes.
Shoes. Oh, yes.
Candies.
Oh, the chews. The little square ones.
Little square ones.
Ah.
Paper wrap.
Yeah, they were. They were like a mix, weren't they, of those colours?
Yes. Fruit salad. Thank you, Karen.
Fruit salad.
Thank you, Karen.
Is that Karen in Anglesey?
Karen in Anglesey.
Oh, you're a genius.
And Michelle.
You've got a memory. That's fantastic.
Everybody else remembers.
Except us.
It's just us, yes.
We're just full of long arm information, and everything else has been pushed to the side. Fruit salad.
Oh, and also rhubarbs and custards. Yes, they're also those.
Yes. Heavens above, bring back those sweets.
We could do a whole episode on sweets from our childhood.
Yeah, although I was never big into sweets. I haven't really got a sweet tooth. Right, so...
Okay, here we go. Anyway, that lovely coloured thread, as Liz mentioned, here it is, stitched out with the Pro Stitcher. But there are 4.
Yeah. And
lines.
Even if it's... You know what's going to happen here is, because I haven't got it particularly tight, is it will potentially pull in and shift a little bit. I'm not too worried about that because I think it looks really, really lovely the way that it's sort of laid next to the other lines.
It gives a sort of 3-dimensional effect, which is quite interesting. If you've got Pro Stitcher or Pro Stitcher Lite, you might like to give this a try on one of your more creative pieces.
Yeah. And I had another thought actually about this, right? So one of the things that we did with Talen Jeffrey was we did applique with like layers of different fabrics. So you had your base layer, and then we put, I think, 3 different fabrics on top of that. We did applique over those, and each time we did it, we cut away some of those layers. You could do that with this. It would be amazing because you could actually cut away inside these leaves, and that would show the leaves inside there.
Yeah, Karen, it's a nice effect, isn't it? You need to give it a try on your Pro Stitcher Lite.
You do, absolutely. And why not change the colour partway through? So I'm just going to give an example of, maybe I need a really different colour. I'm going to go and get a different
variegated colour. Might work quite well.
Yeah, I haven't got the 18 needle in. I've just got a 16. Let me just see what I've got in my thread. Ooh.
So this has disappeared.
I think I'm going to go this way.
I'm going to come over here. Better unplug, otherwise I will trip over. I'm just going to quickly show you this quilt here, which is one by our friend and Handy Quilter Ambassador Linda Jackson. Just on display here in the showroom at the moment. This is all free motion work. And she's done this incredible work with vinyl somehow. I can't quite see how.
It's iron on vinyl.
Okay, it's iron on vinyl, but the way it's fixed in place is quite clever.
It is amazing.
But look at the effect. Linda is the master of the free motion feather.
She is. Look at that. And look at the treatment of the border. It's extraordinary. It's so precise as well. I mean,
beading on the border.
The beading is incredible.
There we go. Anyway,
binding.
I will try and reverse back.
Beading, binding. Beading, binding. So, I'm just going to change the thread. Can we just show how we change the thread, mind you, cable? Just see you going base over apex with those pink shoes. Right. So I've cut off the orange marigold, and I'm going to join these two. And this is more for effect than it is for, like, I wouldn't actually use these two colours together, but who knows, you know, as Leah Day says, test, don't guess. So we are going to test this out. Oh, that's very tight, it's got underneath. So when I pull this through, what I do is I pull it through, and when it goes through the tension discs, I just open those up. Just cut that off. Get rid of that. So as I say, just make sure that it's really in those tension discs. And if you didn't happen to kind of open them up when you pulled the knot through, you can always do afterwards. Just push the tension discs apart, pull on the thread, let go of the tension discs, and now feel the difference. If you don't get it quite in there, it might be okay for a very short amount of time, and then suddenly you'll get a bird's nest on the bottom, which is not good.
So this is going to be interesting. Lime and orange.
Yeah, I was going to do it on this one. Should I do it on that one?
Okay. Let's just show that one then, shall we?
Yes, so let me just talk about this one. This is building on the success of Combatant Quilters. And I wasn't part of the winning group. It has to be said. But the quilt group is doing a quilt this year that will hopefully be at Festival of Quilts. So this is something I've been playing around with for a block on the quilt. It's based on a song. And I Love Her by the Beatles. So this is, this was like a free design you can get on the internet. And then I digitized it in Sitcher Designer, using it as a backdrop. And you just sort of plot your curves, and then you export it to Sitcher. These are the kind of things that Linda will be teaching at our classes in October. Now, I thought I'd done one of those. Oh, what am I doing? I'm talking, not thinking. Okay, just bear with me, people. I didn't actually want to hand stitch or free motion stitch this.
No, because your Pro Stitcher will do that for you.
I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking about the classes and when they were in October, and had a brain seizure, I think. Okay, so this design here is going to have words at the bottom. And so that you can see this, I'm just going to do the third one. And this is the design. Starts here, ends there. It's just a single line of stitching. So it picks up the thread, press resume.
So Linda says that's certainly the sort of thing she will be teaching during her classes.
Woo-hoo. Excellent. And it's really, I have to say, I really enjoyed doing this. The world's your oyster. Do your own designs. So it's changing it.
Piece of stray thread there.
Get rid of the stray thread. It's lightened it up. It's made it look quite yellow.
I was just about to say that. Yes, the lime and the orange have become yellow.
Wow. Who knew? So I tweaked the design. I made a few design changes from the backdrop. And it's just quite tricky doing this design, actually. I have to say, it's a little bit harder than I thought. Not the actual technicalities of using designer, just making them look like people. It's amazing what you can do to make things not look like lips anymore. There we go. So with a digitizing package like Pro Stitcher Designer, people who've got Pro Stitcher Lite, you can have that as an add-on. And it allows you 2 licenses, so you can put it onto your tablet, computer, desktop, whatever, separate to your Pro Stitcher. That looks cool. I like that. It's made it really go yellow, Pete.
It has.
I love that. So I did, I haven't stitched out the writing. Should we do that? Should we stitch out the writing? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm going to go File, Clear All, Design Open. So I've got And I Love Her. Here we go. And I Love Her. There's quite a few stops and starts. I was going to do it across the top, but it's going to hit that. I'll just do it here.
Yep.
It's just a test. We'll see what it looks like. So if I can just go modify, reposition, start point, and it's gone. Yeah, it's gone to there. And I just want to see, that's too close. So actually, if I make that the bottom left instead, that looks good. And it's going to stitch across here. And it's going to hit that. Maybe I'll scale it and put it into a box. Why don't I do that? So what I'm going to do is make an area. I can do 2 corner. 1. Oh, it's quite tight to the... Let's see whether if it's too narrow. That's okay. Modify, skew, and it just pops it in there. So it's a little smaller than I had it originally. I'm going to baseline that, which basically says everything I've done from now on, let's use that as the base for any future changes, and it's what you do before you stitch out and before you save, indeed. Okay, let's just cut those ends off. So I haven't actually stitched this out at all before. I've just, I used there's some tutorials on Pro Stitcher Designer that you can find on the internet, and I just followed that. So if you're worried about, I'm just going to press resume. So it'll do some tie-off stitches, and I'll just cut these threads, these joining bits afterwards. Again, I'm just going to do that. Now I could have set my pause delay so that it always just stitched. Oh, nice A. I like that. There we go. It's obviously a short one, that one. Just resume. So I think... Yeah, I like the, I mean, I could double stitch this as well, because it could look really effective. Obviously, there's a lot of stops and starts because it's a font, and so the way the type is written, it sort of determines whether you get a lot of stops and starts or not. I'm just pressing go. It just ends up with a lot of stray threads, but it's okay, I can cut them off at the end. You can imagine using this for lots of different things. If you wanted to customize a quilt with somebody's initials on it, or if you wanted to get someone's name onto something, or a motif, or golden wedding anniversary or something, then you can do that. And I've just done it onto like a little arc circle, so you can curve it around ovals or circles or objects, and so you can get it to fit whatever you want.
So what else have we got to talk about, Liz, whilst this is stitching away?
Yeah, should we just let it go for the rest of it, and we'll talk about some of those nice new glide threads.
Okay.
And the new shade card. I love it. This is a lovely type. I'm really loving that. I have to press that. I've got too many pause delays on it. It'll just keep going. Anyway, you can get the idea what that's about. Let's talk about glide thread. Can you press? That's it. Just keep pressing the buttons. Pete's got a full-time job there. So yeah, let's just talk about Glide, the new Glide shade card, which is now in stock, £18. It's pretty much, it's cost price. It is what it costs us, including VAT, to bring it over here. So, you know, it's just a great way for you to keep a note of how many threads you've got, which ones you have, so that when you come to a show, you don't double up, which is something that can happen. Glide threads offers are on Primo Soft, both the big and the small spools, 15% off. Magna Glide, lovely Magna Glide. Magna's got the magnets in it, so it keeps your even tension. Magna Soft, which is really nice with Glide thread. Okay, that's that one, Magna Soft. We've also got 15% discount on metallics. So if you're thinking about doing Christmas projects, now's a great time to stock up with your gold and your silver. Cool. Standard 40 weight Glide in the most gorgeous colours, like periwinkle. We love periwinkle. Beautiful, beautiful colour. And we've also got 15% discount on Affinity, which is the variegated 40 weight thread in both sizes. 15% discount on those. Definitely worth it. They are more pricey than your average thread. 60 weight thread, Glide 60. You get 5,000 meters on that, and it's a really good, useful, particularly nice in the bobbin. You've got that in a variety of colors, obviously. And again, yeah, the metallics. Okay, how's our And I Love Her?
Nearly there.
And I Love Her is nearly there. Jolly good. Yeah, I think when I do this, I'll probably do. Oh yeah, so this is the thing, right? It's going in a quilt that's going to be pieced and then quilted. But I want to quilt this, so what I'm planning on doing is doing a backing on it that will probably be what we used to call cheesecloth, what the Americans call calico. Very confusing. And that will be my base. Then I'll get my wadding and the top fabric, and then it can go into the quilt and have another layer of wadding and backing. So it will just be a little bit different to the other blocks. But I don't think, I mean, if I just sewed it, I have done this, I could just sew it with a stabilizer, with a woven cotton stabilizer, just like an embroidery. So I could do that too. I will experiment. That's the thing, experimenting. That's why I'm stitching it out now. Ah. Oh yeah, that's good. There's another little thread there. There's a few missing.
I've trimmed a few.
You've done really well. Yeah, you trimmed most of those off, and
there's a few still to do.
That will go across the top. So that will be my block. Nearly done it, Pauline. Now let me talk to you about this quilt, and I'm looking for help here as well, because I have never done a t-shirt quilt or something that involves more difficult fibers. But this quilt came to me really because one of our lovely customers, Hannah, sadly passed away earlier this year. Very, very tragic. You know, she wasn't that old, and she was an Avanti owner, had Pro Stitcher, and we always loved seeing Hannah. She was absolute joy. Well, her husband, Pete, Hannah had made him this quilt, but it was not completed, and it needs quilting. And he'd asked a few people if they could quilt it, but he hadn't found anybody who'd said yes, because it's a little bit tricky. So this is Michael Jordan shirts. So you got the Chicago Bulls, NBA stickers, Nike, things saying Michael Jordan, 1983 to 84, Chicago, the Bulls, etc. I mean, it's amazing. I absolutely love it. Question is, how do you quilt it? And literally, how do you quilt it? So it has been stabilized. It's got an interfacing on the back of these. And I'd be tempted to maybe put a woven cotton fusible on it rather than just the standard interfacing over the whole lot. Don't know. I did ask if there were any offcuts so I could experiment, but unfortunately all the offcuts have gone. So I would probably use a ballpoint needle, not a sharps, because piercing this fabric would be really bad. Obviously, I won't be able to go over this sort of thing. I'll have to go around it. And that will mean really doing a custom quilting on every block here, which is fine. So I need to do the research. I have some friends who have done a lot of these t-shirt quilts, like Nancy Christopherson at Long Arm Quilt Academy in Dallas, Fort Worth, who's really experienced. She came over and saw us and did some teaching for us back in 2013 or 14. Nancy's really experienced, so I shall be communicating with Nancy and going, what do I need to do here? Because even though I'd say I know quite a lot about long arm quilting, this is really specialist and I don't want to mess it up. For Pete, obviously, no pressure. So I've got the wadding and I've got the backing and I just need to do my research. So I'll let you know, but if anybody has done a quilt like this using these sort of fabrics, and they're the kind of stretchy fabrics, then please let me know what you think. Maybe Linda, you might have done one like this. And what design, what do I do in this background? I mean, there's meander, there's, basketball meander, but with that, is that too obvious? And so, don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I only opened it this morning. So I shall be thinking about that. And if you could let me know your thoughts, that would be wonderful too, because I know we have a very experienced and knowledgeable audience.
Yeah, of course, it is quite a masculine thing as well, so you don't want to be too over the top with...
Shall I not do flowers on it?
Yeah, flowers and feathers.
I do some pretty flowers. I think Pete would like that.
Hannah's husband, Pete, is quite a sort of blokey bloke, isn't he?
He's a blokey bloke, and he was in the Spartans challenge. Now, if anybody knows anything about that, that is really hardcore. So, yeah, I don't think flowers. Pete, what do you think? Different Pete. Hannah's Pete. Now, moving on to this machine here, this lovely machine here, the Amara, which is the 20-inch throat space movable machine from Handy Quilter. And while Pete wasn't looking, I was just having a little play here, just testing this out and loving using the Amara. It is such a beautiful machine. We had a customer here earlier today and we were playing with it using electromagnetic channel locks, using groovy boards. We did pantographs, we did ruler work. It's all there. It's all there. So, great offer on the Amara till the end of the month. It includes the electromagnetic channel lock. And what is electromagnetic channel lock? Well, the bit you see as a user is this bit here, and it switches the channel locks on for either the horizontal or the vertical with this little box. Off is in the middle. If you heard that little click, that means it's not going to move in the vertical direction, it's going to go side to side, and in this direction it's going to go up and down. Okay. So when it's off, you can do your free motion. And the lovely thing about it is that it's fun. It's so much fun, isn't it, Pete?
It is.
I just love doing it.
For those of you who have or are thinking of Pro Stitcher or Pro Stitcher Lite, this functionality is built in automatically. So this device is for those of you who are free motion quilters but who love doing the occasional horizontal or vertical straight line.
So the setting for this, I'll just increase it to, I'm going to do 11 stitches per inch in cruise. You can either leave it on here, you can put it on the front, you can have it so it's by your handlebars, wherever you like it, really. And as you change direction, it's helpful if you've got the cruise set to say 200 so that you get some nice sharp points. So I'm going to change that and come down. Whoop. Whoops. I'm just using this as a guide because I want to show you.
It's a lot quicker than using a ruler.
So just really just playing, I'm just using this grid as a little bit of a reference so you can actually see how straight it is. There we go. And I just went in there. You can see how close you can get it. The top tension's a little tight. So it's really fun. And now, for talking about masculine quilts, these kind of things, like mouse maze, are just so easy to do. Look at that. So much fun. And then when you want to do your free motion, you just turn it off and you're back to doing whatever you feel like. Love it. Free motion quilting on the Amara is a joy. It is a joy. Let's talk about where you can see this then. At our showroom till the end of the month, we've got the Festival of Quilts offers still on. Then we're over in Belfast. So if you're coming to Belfast show, we've now just set up that will be valid, I believe, from 3 o'clock today. The setup we've done for the ordering online pickup at the show. We won't be taking that much to the Belfast show. There's a limited amount of space, and me and Pete have got to get in the car as well. I'm not clinging onto the roof again, Pete. So it's important, if you would like something specific brought over to Belfast, that you would let us know in advance. You can place that order online. And is it valid for the discount on the glide thread?
Yes, it is, yes. And it's live now. So you can order online, but don't use collect at Belfast show unless you're going to the Belfast show. No,
please don't do that if you want us to post it to Portsmouth. Okay, we will be taking some full line stencils as well and doing some demonstrations of those. So if you've never tried those, come along, see our demos, have some demonstrations of our fantastic machines that we've got. We'll be bringing along. We'll be taking the Amara ST, won't we, Pete?
We will.
We'll be taking the Amara ST. We're also at the Harrogate Quilt Show. I say we, that's the royal we, because I think it's probably going to be you and Carol, lovely Carol, and Graham. And I will be working hard back here at base, keeping everything going at the showroom with Mark. Okay, what else? Done that. That's it. I've said everything I need to say. It's an early finish Friday. We used to call it Poets' Day. Those were the days. Eh?
So Linda's responded regarding the t-shirt quilt.
Excellent.
She says she has done a few of these and the plastic bits can cause skipping of stitches, so it's not easy.
No, I knew that. I knew you were going to say that. Plastic bits. Oh, there's quite a lot of plastic bits. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, well, we're going to give it a go. We will give it a go. I might be doing a little bit of hand stitching and pulling some threads through. All right, any questions, any comments, Pete, anything else that you want to say? In that case, I haven't finished my slideshow of the Festival of Quilts, and I'm desperate to finish it because I've got some great pictures and I really want to share it with people. So that straight after this, that's what I'm going to be doing, is finishing my editing, getting it up online, and hopefully getting that sent out to you on an email newsletter ASAP so that you can see it perhaps over the weekend. Oh well. We've got another busy week ahead of us, haven't we, Pete?
I've got 3 installations next week, I think.
Yeah, so some of us have got an even busier week than others next week. Pete's got 3 installations, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I'll be busy whatever I'm doing. You never know. You never know what you're going to be up to. So with no further ado, I wish you all a very, very lovely weekend and happy quilting.